여러분 반갑습니다. I'm Kwon-soa and this is K-Culture Dive. Join us in taking a deep dive into the heart of Korean culture, from K-entertainment to AI news, K-culture on site, and in our K-trend dive segment, we delve into K-kids content. So with that, let's dive in. And joining us on today's show is Bella Kim. Hello, Bella.
Hi, Soa, and hello to our K-Culture Dive viewers. I'm Bella Kim, filling in for Walter today to co-host and give you all the latest updates for K-entertainment.
Bella, it's our first show in the month of May.
Yes.
And the month of May is often referred to as Family Month here in Korea.
Right, and one of the big days is the Children's Day, which is actually tomorrow. That's Tuesday, May 5th.
Right, and that's why we do have a Children's Day theme going on
Right?
today. So to kick things off, we now go live to a special site. And with Children's Day just around the corner, a unique festival here in Seoul is bringing the circus to the heart of the city. For a closer look, let's connect with our reporter Yoon Se-young, who is on site at the Seoul Circus Festival 2026. Hello, Se-young. You're looking great today. Nice TPO with the animal hair band. So tell us what's happening there.
Hi, Soa. Happy Children's Day Eve. And I'm here at vibrant Seoul Circus Festival. And as you can see, the event has kicked off just an hour ago, but I can already hear laughter, music, and children trying out something new. And it really feels like a festival designed for families to explore and play together. And as you can see, I'm here at the circus-themed playground, and you will see a lot of children having so much fun trying out some activities like climbing or riding bicycles or meeting the circus performers, artists in person. And parents are joining in too, encouraging their children. And some of them are even trying out some activities themselves, which makes this entire festival as a shared family experience rather than just a day out. And I already got a chance to speak with one of the visitors today, so let's hear from them.
We came together last year, and it was really fun, so we came again, this time by bike.
I like the high wire act. It looks thrilling and kind of nerve-wracking.
I'm excited because it's a holiday and we get to play.
I came with my dad. My dad suggested we come. I'm excited for the performances. I want stickers as a present for Children's Day.
We came with our family and a friend. My mom found it online and said it looked fun. I'm excited for the aerial act where people hang from poles. It looks really fun. We're happy to get presents for Children's Day tomorrow and excited to be here at the circus.
All right, the atmosphere is really lively here, and what really stands out is families are naturally engaging with the space. They don't just watch or observe, but they actively participate and trying to become part of the experience and the story today. And you know, some of them are challenging themselves. There are actually some challenging zones where visitors can test their limits, trying jugglings or even tightrope walking. And some events, including immersive indoor performances or hands-on activities, require reservation. But many outdoor activities and performances remain open to all, so you can always come and check them out. And you know, this kind of a festival really reflects a growing trend in how people consume culture today. There's a shift from passive observing, viewing, to active participation. They try to become part of a story again. And you know, this event takes place for 2 days, today and tomorrow, from 1 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. So even if you come later in the afternoon, there's still plenty to enjoy. So I highly encourage you to come and check it out. Reporting live from Seoul Circus Festival, I'm Yoon Se-young, and back to you, Soa.
All right, thank you very much, Se-young, for reporting. It looks like the perfect weather and also the perfect atmosphere for families to really create great moments together ahead of Children's Day. Thank you and happy Children's Day. And now let's check the latest in the world of K-entertainment, and we're going to do that with Bella Kim. Bella, what's the headline for today's K-enter?
Well, so do you remember with BTS big comeback, we said, oh, they're gonna break records after records, right? Well, they have the group has actually reached another milestone on the U.S. Billboard charts. BTS's fifth full-length album Arirang has stayed in the top 5 of the Billboard 200 for 6 consecutive weeks now, proving its long-lasting success. According to Billboard's chart preview released yesterday, Sunday, Arirang sold 56,000 album units, placing number 5, down just 1 spot from the previous week. Arirang released this March made history as the first K-pop album to top the chart for 3 consecutive weeks. And since then, it has remained in the upper ranks, showcasing the album and the group's steady global popularity.
All right, Bella, let's move on to another boy group under the same agency as BTS, Big Hit Music. So we're going to talk about Cortez.
Right.
And I do remember that you reported on their pre-release track, Red Red. So what's the latest?
Well, so Cortez is definitely heating up anticipation for their comeback with the release of mood samplers for their upcoming second mini album, Green Green. On Saturday, the group revealed 4 mood sampler videos through the Hive label's YouTube channel. And the clips highlight the overall vibe of 4 tracks from the album, excluding the pre-release title track Red Red and the B-side Young Creator Crew. What's notable is that each video ends with a teaser caption hinting at the upcoming music video release, meaning that the group planned to release music videos for 5 out of the 6 tracks on the album.
Well, that is quite a lot.
I know.
And very unconventional, but after all, it's Cortez.
Yes.
And Bella, the mood samplers that you mentioned, what stood out for you the most?
Well, I mean, all of them were great, I have to say, but TNT stood out the most for me with its intense visuals featuring the members running at full speed, dramatic close-ups, and also shaky camera works that build tension. The clip leaves a strong impression with urban scenery and powerful guitar sounds. Cortez's second mini album, Green Green, will be officially released today. That's Monday, 6 p.m. Korean time, including the music video of TNT. The members took part in various aspects of the album's production, including the music, choreography, and visual direction, further solidifying their unique artistic identity.
Well, it's usually more of the veteran idols that get involved in production.
I know.
So they seem to be really talented, Cortez.
Yes,
but
sure.
Bella, it feels like horror films and horror dramas are recently dominating the screens, the big and the small screens. And I mean, I personally find them too scary to watch, though.
Oh, don't worry, same here, I'm with you, Soa. And maybe one day we'll build enough courage to watch one of the popular horror films or series as well.
Right. But we are going to end off with the horror theme, and there are more people, braver people than us, that have been watching some of these hit movies and drama. So tell us more about that.
Right, so a Korean horror film, 살목지, Whispering Water, has surpassed 2 million viewers, continuing its long-running success at the box office. Since its release last month, it has held the #1 spot at the Korean box office for over 20 days now. And this milestone is especially notable as horror films typically perform best during the summer season, making this spring success even more meaningful. One of the key factors behind 살목지's popularity is its immersive horror. The film is the first Korean feature to use the Screen X format, expanding the screen to the sides and even the ceiling in special theaters, creating a highly immersive viewing experience for the audience. Meanwhile, the real-life reservoir in Yesan, Chungcheongnam-do province, also known as 살목지, has become a popular destination. Many visitors are heading there for a real-life horror experience, turning it into a rising tourist attraction. And also, local governments and public institutions are joining the trend, promoting the area with parody content inspired by the film to boost regional tourism.
Well, I was even squinting my eyes by watching the teaser.
I know.
But maybe we could make a trip to the real-life 살목지, but I think that would be pretty scary as well. But thank you, Bella, for those updates.
Yes, I'll stick around.
And now time to go over to our AI anchor Arang for more on the culture front. Arang, over to you.
Thanks, Sua. Here's your AI guide to the latest cultural headlines from Korea. Let's begin with our top story. The royal procession for the 2026 Jongmyo-dae was held on Sunday with solemn grandeur at Jongmyo Shrine in Seoul. This is Korea's highest Confucian ritual ceremony, held to honor the spirits of Joseon Dynasty royalty. The day's events began at 10 a.m. with a ritual at Yeongnyeongjan Hall, followed by the royal procession from Gwanghwamun Gate to the Jongmyo Shrine. The main ritual at 2 p.m. at Jeongjeon Hall was attended by approximately 1,000 people, where children, spectators, and key guests followed the calls of Bae, bowing, and Hing, rising. Inscribed on the UNESCO representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity in 2001, the ceremony was originally performed 5 times a year, but is now held biannually on the first Sunday of May and the first Saturday of November. UNESCO officials visited South Korea last week to review preparations at Busan's Bexco Convention Center and nearby accommodation. This comes ahead of the 48th session of the UNESCO World Heritage Committee, set to take place from July 19 to 29 in Busan. According to the Korea Heritage Service, officials also discussed safety risk factors and reviewed visa issuance, transportation, and other support measures for participants. This was the second round of such reviews following the initial inspection in January. The 2026 Seoul International Garden Show set a new record for the highest opening day attendance as it opened its doors on May 1st. Seoul City reported that some 306,548 visitors attended the first day, significantly exceeding the 183,448 visitors last year. Since its inception in 2015, the Seoul International Garden Show has steadily grown in scale. This year, the city has expanded the event further, aiming for 15 million visitors. The city has developed 90,000 square meters of gardens, totaling 167 sites, centered around Seoul Forest, Seongsu-dong, and Gwangjin-gu. The event will also run for its longest ever duration, spanning 180 days from May 1st to October 27th. That's all from me. Turning now to a quick look at more K-culture stories making headlines today.
Now, as we mentioned earlier, tomorrow, May 5th, is Children's Day here in Korea. To mark the occasion, we want to take this opportunity to explore the world of Korean kids content. Now, Bella, when you think of Korean kids content, what comes to mind?
Well, I have to say, Baby Shark, Baby Shark. We've mentioned this several times on our show previously as well, but Baby Shark, of course. I even heard that children around the world are singing this in Korean lyrics as well. So that's definitely something to cover. And also, Teenieping is huge in Korea as well.
In Korea and around the world.
Yes.
Even. I think we're gonna ask our trend diver in a bit, but yes, really, Baby Shark and Teenieping, those are becoming clearly a major force in the global Hallyu wave. So today, we're diving deeper into this growing phenomenon with trend diver Konu joining us back in the studio. Welcome, Konu.
Hi, Konu.
안녕, divers. It's your favorite trend diver, Konu. Ooh, on duty.
I was looking forward to a childish version today.
Oh, yeah, I was going to, but, well, I got to tell you, you invited the right person right here for the right day.
Oh, we're going to hear in a bit why you're saying this. But Konu, really, Korean kids content is increasingly being discussed as a new wave of Hallyu, just like K-pop and K-dramas. So are you personally feeling this momentum grow?
Well, first of all, I believe I can proudly and also confidently say that I can answer this question better than anybody since I have been a kids content creator for past 6 years. Wow. And K-Kids content is emerging as a new pillar of the Korean wave, Hallyu, following K-pop and K-drama. Because, if you think of content is usually produced, K-Kids content's produced through a OTT platform or YouTube, it has transcended borders and language barriers. So biggest difference between K-pop, K-drama, and K-Kids content is that there is a different business structure. To be more specific, K-Kids content companies, they do not just simply produce contents, but they actually expand into IP businesses. In other words, they create revenue structure by expanding into performances, toys, licensing, and theme parks using IP of the characters they created in the content. So if you ask me if there's any kind of example, I would say K-pop Demon Hunters. K-pop Demon Hunters actually is for the children, but it turned out that it's for everybody. No matter where you're from, no matter how old you are, everybody fell in love just like that. It was actually rated PG, but the thing is, it became very trendy among kids, and then it became very popular among adults as well. That's why it turned out to be a two-time Oscar winner. And also, that Maggie Kang, the director of K-pop Demon Hunters, was actually here in Arirang TV, and she actually mentioned that season 2 is coming up, and who's ready for that? I am. I'm sure divers, you're ready for that, right?
That makes us 2 or 3.
3, yes,
3 of us here, right here.
Right, and I mean, it doesn't matter if it comes out in a few years, we're going to grow even older, but we're going to still remain children at heart.
We'll still be a kidult.
Yes, kidult.
Right.
We'll definitely still enjoy the K-pop Demon Hunter, of course. And we can't talk about K-Kids content without Baby Shark, as I've mentioned a little bit earlier. But I know it's doing great globally, but Konu, please tell us how it's doing.
Well, the Pink Phone Company, just for your information, is the original creator of Baby Shark, just like the song you sang, actually. And their YouTube channel surpassed 210 billion cumulative views, and also they have 300 million subscribers. 300 million subscribers, that is a lot of number. And the YouTube channel that I was running was actually 2.3 million subscribers, and compared to Pink Phone Company, I feel like, what have I done? I feel like nobody. But anyways, what's interesting here is that the views of original Korean language content increased approximately 4-fold in just 1 year, reaching 11.1 billion views, and the proportion of overseas viewers of the Korean channels rose all the way up to 90%, which means 9 out of 10 people watching those Korean original contents, they are foreigners. This is amazing because they don't even understand what it's saying, but they are watching it, you know what I mean? So those kind of contents are very popular in United States and Indonesia, India, and Brazil. And furthermore, the Pink Phone Company's offline Babe Shark events in Indonesia attracted 5 million people. I mean, it sounds like, Pink Phone Company makes it so easy to just say millions, but, it's really difficult to draw millions of people to offline events, not only online. So they have held a lot of Southeast Asia events, and they usually draw about 1 million people to the events, and that's a lot of numbers as well. And Pink Phone Company and Baby Shark seems like they prove themselves that there is no gap between online and offline popularity. So this is amazing. I got even goosebumps.
Well, the figures say it all, but still, Konu, what do you think? What's so unique about these Korean content kids characters that are appealing to children worldwide?
Well, that is a really good question right there. That was very sharp. And there might be various appeals, but I have personally selected 3 reasons. And first, music. The reason K-Kids content has become the global standards for children worldwide is it's because it's simple but addictive melodies. Storytelling centered on music and rhythm reduces reliance on language, allowing any child around the world to just enjoy it intuitively. Like they don't even have to think about it. They just watch it and they understand, they comprehend what's going on in the video. And the second, it's credibility. Despite the children being the viewers, there are too many contents in overseas that is very harmful, that is not good for little kids to watch, just simply to gain views and subscribers. So, parents all over the world, they actually allow their child to watch something called credibility, I would say. And the third, it's character design. Korea is already leading the children's animation and IP industries. So this is due to perfectionism of the graphic designers who actually create the characters and their thorough research and understanding of exactly what children like.
Great analysis there. And Konu, you did mention that you are a K-Kids content creator yourself. So please tell us more about that.
All right, so I was actually going to do something very kids content creator thing in an introduction, but let me just break it down here. The most important thing in creating kids contents for me is that it has to be, those contents for little kids has to be very safe, and also you can just trust what they're made for a little kids. Since we're living in a world of countless contents floating every day, it is not easy to sacrifice views and subscribers over righteousness in creating content. However, since kids content is consumed by little kids, I strive to produce proper content with a sense of mission. I mean, you know, as you can see in the video, I've done a lot of things as a kids content creator, but the thing is, it has to be educational, beneficial content through nursery rhyme or skits or dramas. That's what I try to do in making contents.
That was fun to watch.
I know,
Was it?
definitely seemed like a dancer. So from first-hand experience, please tell us what kind of styles or what kind of, you know, trends do children like these days? And also, I heard that they're not only watching contents online, but they're also creating themselves as well. So like filming videos on YouTube and short forms as well. So tell us about that trend as well.
That's right. Well, when it comes to K-kids or any kids around the world, little children, they always chase something very fast-paced and very trendy because they're the one who actually lead the trend. So, I mean, they're the one who actually consume intuitive and fast-paced contents. Therefore, it is essential to think from their perspective and to figure out what they really like these days because their trend among kids change rapidly. Recently, I'm aware that there's a trend among children filming and uploading their own contents. Even one of my nephew and cousins, they actually do the same thing. However, ironically and personally, I do not think this is a good idea because, I mean, they're still young. I know that many children want to become YouTubers, influencers when they grow up, but, you know, because they're still young, they lack the ability to judge what's right and what's wrong. So, you know, they often film and make controversial and harmful content just to increase views and subscribers. And if I had a children, I wouldn't let them do that because, you know, I mean, I would just rather tell them to wait till they turn out to be adults and they can tell what's right and wrong, and then they can make contents.
That's a good idea. Or the kids, maybe their parents could supervise why they upload contents. But Konu, tomorrow is Children's Day.
That is right.
And what are the latest Children's Day trends? I mean, we had our reporter Seong out there at the Seoul Circus Festival, but what are some other events that you want to mention?
Well, that's a good question because when it comes to events, when it comes to Family Month, when it comes to May 5th, the Children's Day, it hits different when it comes to Korea, right? Korea always makes it special. They spice it up. You know, there's always kick in it. So as May 5th is Children's Day here in Korea, the Seoul Metropolitan Government held an event called Kids Week. It's not Fashion Week, it's not Seoul Beauty Week, it's Seoul Kids Week. You know what I mean? It's Kids Week for the very first time in Korea, and it's going to be held from May 1st to 7th. And during the event, 60 public kids cafe located in Seoul will be open for complimentary, which is amazing. And in addition, the Seoul Metropolitan Government will issue kids cafe money, which is like a discount coupon for private kids cafe as well because, you know, like when it comes to private kids cafe, it's really, really expensive to use. So this is a really good one right there. And other events are also scheduled to be held, including Teenieping Dreamland, which is in DDP. And Teenieping is one of the IP from Ping Phone Company as well. And also Teenieping, as you mentioned, Bella, earlier, Teenieping Seongsu will be held in Seongsu.
Wow, sounds great. People can check them out until tomorrow and until the 7th, as you've mentioned. And also, as this K-Kids content and, you know, family-oriented events grow and there's more and more happening here in Seoul and overall in Korea, do you think more families will visit Korea?
I believe so because, the number of tourists visiting Korea increased even more compared to last year since there was a K-pop Demon Hunters. A shout out to K-pop Demon Hunters and director Maggie Kang. But the majority of tourists didn't only come to Korea for just that, however, it seems like a lot of them tourists with their children tend to visit a theme park. That's a point right there. They actually visit theme park. And how I know this, because as you see in the video, I used to participate in a parade in L World, which is one of the biggest theme park, amusement park in Korea, in Seoul. So, I know this better than anybody that there are more and more of foreign tourists with their children coming visit to the theme park. So that's one thing that I can tell you. For sure.
Wow, just looking at the footage here, Prince Konu.
Right.
But Konu, thank you so much for the great information and for sharing your own experience as K-Kids content creator. And I want to say Happy Children's Day to
Happy Children's Day.
And also to you, Bella, Happy Children's Day or Happy Children's Day Eve. All right, and we're going to see you back here soon.
Yes, I'll see you back very soon.
Thanks for watching and your interest in everything K-culture. We'll be back on Wednesday after Children's Day, which is a national holiday here in Korea. We'll see you soon and keep diving.